But we are now good to go.
All right, cool. Hi, everybody. Well, we got a special episode. It's called One Piece. Just kidding. Oi, oi, welcome to the Drits. No, that's the wrong one. Oi, oi, welcome to the Derp Derp channel. I'm Ski Nerd, over there is Derp Derp, and we're going to talk about reaction to the final part of the Zhao arc, specifically episodes 766 to 779. We are skipping over the filler episodes.
Yeah, there's a lot.
There is. All right. So, the first thing we're going to talk about, or last time we were talked about how Sanji got kidnapped, basically, and now he's forced to marry some girl that's part of Big Mom's family, and Big Mom wants to attain more power through the marriage with the Vinsmoke family, the Charlotte family and the Vinsmoke family. Boom. And in reaction to us learning about that, Luffy immediately says, all right, I made my decision. We're going to go rescue Sanji from this wedding. He's not going to be, he's my friend. I can't leave him be. And then, like, slowly, as soon as he realizes that, first he says he doesn't care if Sanji gets married. He can go get married and then he can join in his adventure again. However, then he learns that once they get married, then the Straw Hats become part of Big Mom's pirates. And Luffy's like, no, can't have that. Let's go rescue him. And that's his plan. He's made up his mind. There's no getting through to them. And we get reunited with a banquet with the Heart Pirates. That's a fun thing. Let's see what else happens in this episodes. Next thing, Duke Dogstorm and Cat Viper actually see each other right before Kinemon and Kanjuro and Momo see them, because they believe that, oh man, we don't want to upset them. They got upset talking about Raizo and this ninja and all that stuff. We immediately find out that all the Manx knew about Raizo the whole time, and how they would never sell out a friend, especially a friend that's been with them through thick and thin, through hundreds of years. And that's fun, and we get to hear Momo's actual name and who he actually is. He is part of the Kozuki clan, and he is actually the I wouldn't say heir to the throne, because his dad died, so that would make him the daimyo.
Yep.
I think. And everybody starts realizing, oh, you're the actual leader of this charade. And his real name is Kozuki Momonosuke, the heir to the daimyo of Kuri in the land of Wano. Or Wano. And as soon as we learn that, he wants Duke Dogstorm and Cat Viper to stop fighting because he can't handle that crap. So he orders them to stop fighting. So then they it gets a little friendlier between the two. Then we get to meet the best character in the series so far. That's right, Raizo of the Mist. Why is he the best character? Because he's a freaking ninja, guys. That's all you need to know. And there were so many like Naruto references. It was comical. Um, even Law is like, I want to see your Shadow Clone Jutsu, and you're like, oh my god, I hate you guys so much. Basically, all the stereotypes of ninjas they want him to do, and Frankie's like, hey, all boys think that ninjas are cool, and yeah, they have a fun time with that.
I have to agree with it. Ninjas are cool.
Yep. Ugh. And immediately right after that, we learned that basically Raizo is being held captive by the Minks to stop them from stop Jack from finding him out, which would be not good news. And we immediately see a red poneglyph, and Robin is intrigued, and she's like, "Oh, sweet, this is cool." And we find out that red poneglyph is special because it is one of four. It is called a road poneglyph, and it is a guide to the One Piece itself. And the reason why this particular thing is significant is because this is like the first actual like One Piece clue or there's any knowledge about the One Piece is learned through this red poneglyph, and Roger used there's four of them, these four poneglyphs to coordinate exactly where the One Piece is. So that is a cool thing. Basically, it's X marks the spot, and you got to find all four and breed them and determine like where it is on the map. There's even like a part where Nami is sailing on her ship, or they're on Zao and she's looking at her triple log pose things, and she's like, "Oh, all the needles are spinning," and she like asked Duke Dogstrom like, "Hey, doesn't this mean we're in the middle?" And he's like, "That's something you have to figure out yourself. I can't tell you anything." And she's like, "Okay." Adventure's not done yet, guys. You could have taken a shortcut to the One Piece, but no. We're not doing that. Okay. So that was fun. And then something else that is significant that I forgot to write down was we learn of Momo's dad. His name is Kozuki Odin, and he was executed by the Shogun and by Kaido. And they actually, the samurai in the land of Wano, have, at least the royalty do, have knowledge of how to read and write the poneglyph language. And before that could be passed down to Momo, his dad was executed by Kaido. So Kaido's all like sad and stuff, and of course Nami does the thing of like, "Oh, here, let me hold you," and then Kinemon begs Luffy to help him, and then Luffy refuses, and he basically does that because he wants Momo to ask him himself, to like be a man about it. It's like, are you gonna have other people fight for you? No, you gotta fight for yourself, which is good. And the reason they had to protect Raizo was because Kaido was trying to pull information about the poneglyphs from these people that know something about it. So they protected him. Great, grand, wonderful. And this is where we learn that Odin traveled with Gold Roger and got to see like the One Piece and all that stuff. And they're like, "Oh my God, you saw the One Piece! Whoa!" And then like Duke Dogstrom and Cat Viper were the bodyguards to Odin, and they were asked if they saw the One Piece, but they said no. But they were like on the ship, and they knew all these different people. They knew Shanks, and they knew Buggy, and Raleigh, and all them people. So that was a thing. Let's see, next thing. Oh, right. After Luffy accepts Momo's plea, they form a new alliance called the Ninja Pirate Mink Samurai Alliance. And even though they just had a banquet, they plan on having another banquet. So that's fun. And we also learned that Jack is alive. And there's like cutscenes to him, and he plans to he's like, I'm gonna kill the elephant, blah blah blah. So while all this is happening, Jack begins his attack, and he attacks the leg of the elephant. What was the elephant's name again?
Zunisha.
Zunesha. Haha! I knew that. I had it written down. So yeah, there's some long pose questions. I'll read them. I'll read us some information here. The final destination is called Raftel. For just a recap of that. Currently, none were pointing in any direction at the time they were talking about this, and Nami is told that they have to find info on civilizations first before they can make it to Raftel. Otherwise, it just doesn't work. So, yeah, do your homework, kids. And then, what was the Grudge War? Crap. Oh, right. We also learn about the Grudge War, which is the remnants of Whitebeard versus Blackbeard, and Blackbeard is like going around trying to, kill the Whitebeard pirates and vice versa.
Among other things.
Yep, they've been
recruiting power users and whatnot.
Yep. And then during this time, I think they said a year ago, Blackbeard, because he was pretty much victorious, wasn't 100%, but he became a warlord a year ago. I thought it was like instantaneous. He's like, oh, I have this power now. But no, he had to do something. So, anyways, long story short, Jack attacks, and everybody's panicking. They're like, oh my God, where's it coming from? And they all like hop to it, and this whole time Zunesha is like screaming, and there's like earthquakes happening, and Momo and Luffy can both hear Zunesha, but Momo is the one that has to say something, and he says, do whatever it takes to stop Jack. And this was basically the elephant was asking for permission, and Momo, through his order, gave him the permission to attack Jack, and he basically uses his trunk to destroy all 5 of his ships in one fell swoop. And then there was a filler episode where the entire island gets together to mend the elephant's leg, and then everybody splits into 4 groups. They realize they need a new plan of attack. Some people are going to go to Wano. Let's see, the 4 groups. We got the Cat Viper team. They're going to search for a guy named Marco, he was the first mate of Whitebeard.
Basically, his right-hand man, Whitebeard. You're the second in command.
Yep, that's what the first mate is. If you didn't know. Because we're a learning channel about learning. Stay in school, kids. I don't know what I'm talking about. Don't listen to me. Anyway, second team was Duke Dogstrom's team, and they are going to stay on Zhao and make sure that nobody attacks them. Luffy's team is going to go to Whole Cake Island to find Sanji, and Kinnamon's team is going to go recruit people in the land of Wayne. And everybody gets, you know how like it's kind of funny, like you know how in the land of Dressrosa, half the group was split up, and so you basically in this next upcoming arc, based on these groups, the people that went off to Zhao and Dressrosa are now being highlighted. So it's Brook, Nami, Chopper, and Sanji. They're all there. So we're going to focus on them for a little bit.
At this point, everybody gets kind of their spotlight.
Yep. And another new thing before they leave, Nami gets a new weapon. It's called the Sorcerer's Climate Baton, with fan service, of course. Because, yeah. And basically she's playing with it, and it like really highlights her like boobs and stuff. It's like, oh look, the baton's going between her boobs. Oh wow, there you go, 14-year-old. Anyways, and then there's like half filler episodes, and basically the world is getting ready for the Reverie. I think that's how you say it. Yep. And there's a bunch of different kingdoms, and they're getting ready to go to Reverie and
Mary Geoise.
And you have the Goa Kingdom there, Alabastia Kingdom, Kano Kingdom, which is Sai's Kingdom, Ryugu Kingdom, which is the Fishman Island, Sakura Kingdom, where Chopper's from, and we even have the evil Black Drum Kingdom, which was the guy Drum of the Drum Kingdom that was kicked out. Oh, Wapol?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Wapol of the Drum Kingdom. Now it's he had like a little backstory where he lost all his power and he didn't have any money or anything, and so he started making toys because of his devil fruit, and they found out that he made a new item, new metal called Wapo metal, and he got rich from that, and now he has his own he got married to some supermodel, and now he has his own kingdom again, and renamed it to Evil Black Drum Kingdom. Wow. And then of course we have Dressrosa Kingdom, Prudence Kingdom, which is the punching king guy, and we also have that's later. There's a few episodes after we're done with his. Anyways.
And the Reverie is basically just a meeting of all the nations, kings. Basically, it happens every 4 years, and it's basically them talking about the state of the world and trying to make it better. Basically.
Well, maybe not make it better, but
try to figure out how to get their interests, or to better suit their interests.
Yeah, exactly. Because these guys are all like rich pricks, like a lot of them are.
And
they're not going to be like, oh, I want to make the world better. No, they're going to be like, how do I make more money? How do I get more power?
Well, some of them intend to try, like for Dressrosa, it's after the whole overthrowing of Doflamingo, so they're just trying to get.
Oh, they're going to talk about that a lot.
Back in power and
absolutely
try to reseat themselves.
Yep.
And
And
same thing with Alabasta, because there's the Crocodile Rebellion. And since it happens every 4 years, this will still be after that.
yep.
And then the Hody Jones Rebellion, too.
Yep.
And Wapol
There's
being overthrown twice.
mm-hmm. And the new Sakura Kingdom that says that Wapol was an evil douchebag. We had to dispose of him for the memes. Anyways, moving on. We're almost done here, guys. There's a couple more things to talk about. So after that happens, they go back to Zhao, and we learned that on Luffy's ship, the Thousand Sunny, Carrot's stowed aboard. So Carrot's joining the adventure along with Pedro, who at the last minute wanted to join the adventure as well, to keep an eye on Peckham and stuff and all that stuff. And the last thing we basically learn is, well, three things actually. The first one is in the paper, the Revolutionary Army's headquarters was found and it was defeated. And they had a picture of Dragon and Sabo. We don't know all the details. The only thing that we know for sure is that Blackbeard was there and it reported, or not Blackbeard, Jesus was there. Jesus Burgess was there, and he reported to Blackbeard that he found the Revolutionary Army's HQ. We also learned that Jack is still alive. How? I don't know. But he's on the bottom of the ocean. Everyone else is dead, and he has a devil fruit, but he's just holding his breath. So, like, what the hell's going on with him? And oh, Kaido is weeping. Why did I write that? Oh, because he was crying. But why was he crying? Oh, because he wasn't crying because people died. He was crying because he can't get his devil fruits anymore. And we also learned that Kid is a prisoner of Kaido. I was wondering what happened to Kid. But yeah, that ends with 779. Oh, also Luffy wants to cook. So we all know that's not gonna end well. And it doesn't. That leads into the filler where they have to go to an island because he ate all the food. Or he basically threw away all the food trying to cook it. And he can't cook. Questions, comments, concerns?
None for the chat.
Yeah, oh yeah. Do we actually have a chat? Was there no one in there?
No,
Probably not.
I haven't had my channel pulled up or the stream up. Just from the chat that OBS pops up.
Mm. Well, that's it for 779. The next time we're going to talk about One Piece, we will be at
Whole Cake Island.
Whole Cake Island arc.
The third longest arc so far. The second longest was Dressrosa, and the longest is Wano. A good 78 episodes worth for Whole Cake Island. We'll do whatever Ski Nerd gets done sometime next week. Probably Friday again.
Yep.
I know I'm off at the one job on Friday, Saturday, Sunday, but I told the theater I could work.
Oh, sweet.
Since it's a holiday weekend next weekend.
Is Elusive joining us for the other thing?
No, but he gave me the news.
Okay.
But I'll end this recording. And then let's go on to the podcast. Recording. We're good to go.
Okay. Oi, welcome to another podcast of the Basement Dwellers type. I'm one of your hosts, Ski Nerd, and over there is Derp Derp, and we're going to be talking to you about random nerdy stuff like sports and videos and games and movies. So strap in, buckle up, and insert your nitroglycerin into your buttholes because we're going for a wild ride. First of all, I think we should do a recap because it's just you and me. We recap of One Piece D&D.
Yep.
Because that's fun. So, me and Mr. Derp here are in this are in a One Piece D&D, and we had a session last night, and it was very fun. Mr. Derv was not there the whole time.
I worked and then I just had to rest my back.
Oh yeah. Santa America. Okay. So it basically started off, where my character, Horcus Scarfo, who, by the way, he's basically like a mafia criminal. That's what he sounds. He's an Italian mafia criminal. That's what he sounds like. And maybe I'll speak in my Horcus Scarfo voice for this. I don't know. But our DM so wonderfully gave us wanted posters. Hawkes's bounty is 160 million berries. I think it's like the lowest of all of them, except for Pan, but he's a child, so he doesn't really count. But we were investigating some thieves that we're supposed to infiltrate, and we have a mercenary contract, and Horcus got invited to work at said warehouse, where he believed it was a job for fishing, but turns out, no, we were actually fishing for other people's goods. So we get to the place, talk to my crew, and I tell them, hey, stay back. And if anything goes wrong, I'll give you a signal. And they said, we can't hear you. So I said, all right, I'll take off my hat. We can't see you because the windows are all greased over. I'm like, all right, if I get into trouble, I'll just break one of the windows. But anyways, so I get in there, and there's a meeting, and there's these three guys that are the bosses. It's Crustacean, Brine, and Sea Salt. And after the meeting concludes, he's asked, does anybody not want to do this? And one guy leaves, and he promptly gets shot in the face. So that was fun. And then we get we had to interview with the boss, and I had to tell him my strengths and weaknesses. And the whole time I was like, hey, it's really drafty in here. I think you should open a window. And little unbeknownst to me, I think it said that wrong, but I'm gonna go with it. Pretend like I said it correctly. I told him that he was salty, just like his name, Sea Salt, and he got really mad at me. And I was like, "What's wrong? What's up, Sea Salt?" And he's like, "That's not my name. It's Cecil." I was like, "Huh? No, not Sea Salt. Cecil. Don't call me that." And I was like, "Okay, okay, Sea Salt. Good, good. I'm happy to work with you." And he's like, "No, Cecil." And it basically my character just kept gaslighting him the whole time. And I convinced him somehow, like, oh, I'm going to recruit the rest of my crew. So I was able to go outside for an hour. And I told my entire crew that his name is uh, Sea Salt, not Cecil. And we have a super annoying guy in our group named Loki. And he pisses everyone off. So I told everyone exactly. I was like, hey, Loki, you should go in there and just chant the name Sea Salt, Sea Salt. And apparently he kills people who insult him, getting his name wrong. So he gets in there and I started berating him again. I was like, hey, Loki, his name is Cecil, not Cecil. I told you that. He looks at me like, what did you just say? I'm trying to get him in trouble, and it was really fun. Um, then we all have our individual interviews with him, and someone wanted to do a 3-on-3 fight. This is where you entered, Mr. Derv, and basically I got my ass kicked, but the other two people did well. So all in all, it was more a role play heavy session, but it was uh, really fun, especially messing with people. Anyways,
And
if you want to,
I've only been a part of 2 sessions, but I'm playing as a dog mink. Very gullible dog mink.
yes,
That
and
has a vampire bat devil fruit.
nice. Um, and if anybody's listening and you want us to talk about our One Piece D&D adventures, ask or leave a comment down below, or maybe you don't want us to do it. I don't know, but we're gonna start talking about it instead of sports because Mr. Luce's not here. So, next, let's talk about movies next. What movies are coming out?
Uh, First of all, I saw this while we were doing One Piece. Um, the Community movie is finally going ahead with being made.
Community movie.
For the
Oh,
TV show Community.
Oh, 6 seasons in a movie, you mean?
Yeah.
Is that what you mean?
Yeah.
Oh.
Because that's been in production limbo for years. The movie.
The one. Are they bringing Chevy Chase back?
He's in the picture.
He'll be in for like one scene and just be like, I'm here for like 2 seconds. All right.
Or he'll be just a picture.
Yeah, he's really hard to work with.
But for regular movies, we have The Amateur, which stars Rami Malek, Rachel Brosnahan, and John Bernthal, and Lawrence Fishburne.
He was that Freddie Mercury guy. Wow.
Among a lot of other things, because he's in a lot.
Yes, he is.
Tagline is Don't Underestimate Him. Genre action thriller, rated PG-13 for some strong violence and language. And then we have Drop, Starring Megan Fahey, Brandon Sklenar, and Violet Bean. Tagline is Everyone's a Suspect, Drama Mystery Thriller. Rated PG-13 for strong violent content, suicide, some strong language, and sexual references. And this was the mystery movie this last Monday, and I actually liked it really well. It's not. At first, it seems like the trailer spoils the movie, but it doesn't. There's more to it. Then we have Warfare, starring DeFeo, Wunatai, Will Poitier, and Cosmo Jarvis. Taglines Everything is based on memory. Action drama war. Rated R for intense war violence and bloody, grisly images and language throughout. It's about American Navy SEALs. Then we have The Big Bend, starring Jason Butler Harner, Virginia Cole, and Erica Ash. There isn't really anything else about it that I could find. Then we have 1-to-1, John and Yoko, about the Beatles. A documentary. Then we have Pets, on Disney Plus, starring Sergi R. Basoli, Sabrina Beasley, and Adam Burke. It's a documentary exploring the relationship between animals and their people around the world.
Wow.
Then we have Sacramento, starring Michael Angarano, Maya Erskine, and Michael Cera. Tagline is They're heading for a breakdown. It's comedy and rated R for language. And then lastly, we have The Uninvited, Part 1. Starring Seren Ozenikar. And it's a short movie and horror. That's all the information I could find. And also in movie news, I saw it earlier too. For the Dogma re-release. First of all, the first set of showings around the country sold out within 24 hours. And like a day or two later, they added another set, and those sold out within, just was announced today, sold out. But with the one near to us, it sold out like within 24 hours. The second showing, and I'll be there while Ski Nerd's playing One Piece D&D. I'll be laughing my ass off.
That's right.
That's it for movie news. I don't have much for anime or TV. I couldn't really find much.
That's okay. Now, we can talk about a game I've been watching a
Or
little bit of.
first, we can do
Is
the video game news Mike has. Prelude Gaming. Minecraft came out last week with the biggest opening weekend in history for video game movies. Video game events are being destroyed by terrorists. Trails Beyond the Horizon and Trails First have been announced and have release dates. He didn't give me the release dates. Tekken 8 Season 2 has been seen a lot of players move to other games due to new mechanics being too broken. New Street Fighter 6 character Elena has been delayed. And Nintendo delayed Switch 2 pre-orders in the US. That's all you gave me. Now you can talk about your game.
cool. Anyways, so this is a game I was kind of like, watching on YouTube. Is a game that recently came out, probably 6 weeks, 2 months ago, probably at this point. It's called Keep Driving. It's basically somewhat of an RPG. Sorry, my cat's being weird. Like an RPG style, like you're basically what it is. You're just driving around and you pick up hitchhikers. You can explore forests and cities. And hold on, my soup. Okay, it is now done. Anyways, Keep Driving is an RPG style. It's like a side-scrolling thing where you don't really move anywhere. It's just when you're on the road, you run into different hazards. Like maybe you get a flat tire, you find an abandoned car. Maybe there's a bunch of bugs in the road. Maybe you just have a weird thought that happens. Pick up hitchhikers, buy food, buy gas. If you run out of gas, you're kind of screwed. Running low on money, call mom and dad. There's a bunch of different like little quests in there. For example, one, you pick up this little girl who is lost, and you have to bring her back home. And there is, well, only $100, $100 for this reward. And it's the same with the cat. So a cat, there's a $100 reward to find a lost cat, and a $100 reward to find a lost child. Huh. I guess those parents are very loving, but you can run into mishaps, you can run into like gangsters, probably get stabbed. And the best part about this game is that yes, you can drink and drive. And yes, there are quests to do stuff like that. And you can get rewarded if you get away with it. You can also do cocaine. It's great. I don't know if there's weed though. Not sure. Anyways, it is definitely an interesting game. Oh, and according to my brother, the best part is the music, the driving music. It's what keeps people hooked. Of course, the thing that I was watching didn't have the music. I wonder why. Demonetization, of course. But Keep Driving. It's probably a game you can buy on Steam. I'm not really sure. But it's a PC game, so sorry, controller people, you're kind of screwed on that one. But to get also by the way, to get through the hazards, you get different skills depending on what you do throughout your playthrough, and different skills can take down various hazards that happen. So, got a flat tire? No problem. Your car breaks down? No problem. There's a different mechanic things. So, blah. Anyways, keep driving. Keep driving. Keep driving. Fun game. Check it out. Or not.
The choice is yours.
Exactly.
And there's one more bit of news before I forget. The band Sabaton released a new song apparently on Twitter. I haven't listened to it because I just saw it, and I don't have Twitter.
I don't have Twitter either. Twitter's pretty dumb. Same with Instagram. Instagram's pretty dumb. Same with Snapchat. Snapchat's pretty dumb.
I know it's on TikTok. I do have TikTok.
TikTok's pretty dumb. Same with Facebook. Facebook's pretty dumb. So.
That was today's Basement Dwellers, or this week's. Next week, we'll probably do it on Friday again.
Alright.
There was one other movie I did see. I apparently didn't keep the page open. I believe this is what comes out this week. It kind of sounds funny. Was this it? No, it wasn't. There's it's called Zero. It's an action comedy film. I only have my usual page for it because I couldn't find it on IMDb. Starring Huss Miller, Cam McHargue, Gary Dourdan, Roger Slaw, and Morn Rosenblatt. I'll just lay a little bit of the synopsis. In the bustling heart of Dakar, two Americans wake to a nightmare. Bombs strapped to their chests, and they only have 10 hours before they explode. No idea who's behind it. Their only hope for survival is listen to the instructions of a mysterious voice on the phone, forcing them to complete a series of bizarre and perilous tasks across the city. As they race against time in this twisted scavenger hunt, the vibrant streets of Dakar become a high-stakes labyrinth of survival, darkly thrilling and thrilled with unexpected political commentary on colonialism, modern African society. This tense and exciting, pulse-pounding new thriller keeps you guessing until the very last second, because in this world, every move counts. I haven't seen the trailer or anything, but sounds interesting. It's not being released in theaters, I already looked. Or theaters near us.
Yeah. That sounds pretty cool.
Once again, join us next week for Basement Dwellers. We might have more news, or we might not.
Okay.
The choice is the news.